Good morning, everyone. David Atkins here, Target Individual, and today I'm going to talk about some community-based agents. Now, these are some slick boogers, I guess you would say. You know, some of them are private investigators, ex-FBI agents, retired, with nothing better to do but to run these surveillance teams and you know um, and get used by this supercomputer and feed stuff in the supercomputer so it can create algorithms of your torture. Okay, but first I'm going to start with a word from the Bible, and this is important to all my believing TIs. And if you don't believe, I respect you. I ain't got nothing against you at all, because at one time I didn't believe, and I ain't trying to get you to believe or nothing. You know, um, this is some tricky stuff. You have to find your own path, but I'm just letting you know I don't judge you. I don't look down on you. I'll walk a mile with you just like I'll walk a mile with a believer. I'll love you just like I'll love a believer, because we're all going through this together, and we all have targeting and torture in common. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get into the information I have for you today. Okay, Ezekiel 22:30. I looked for someone among them who would build up the wall and stand before me in the gap on the behalf of the land, so I would not have to destroy it. But I found no one. So I will pour out my wrath on them, consume them with my fire angry, bringing down on their own heads all they have done, declares the sovereign Lord. And he's talking about a land, a whole nation. And if one person would have stood in the gap, which means prayed for that nation, he would have had mercy. So as TIs, we need to lift each other up. Um, and I don't know about praying for this nation. Looks like it's going ruined to me. But God can do anything. But we definitely need people standing in the gap for us, praying. Let's pray for each other. Who knows? I don't know. I just have I think there's positivity in prayer, and that it helps a lot. Okay. Community-based agents, CBAs, are the ones who control the organized stalking used against activists, dissidents, and whistleblowers, and target individuals in general. Intelligence agencies are targeting activists, whistleblowers, and dissidents, even in real space groups, using community-based agents. CBAs are the person responsible for the organized stalking, gaslighting, etc. used against targeted individuals, and which are almost always prior military, government, retired law enforcement, and so on, people who have some degree of expertise in the area of surveillance and counter-surveillance. CBAs are used by government to target victims for training, research, and development in artificial super intelligence technologies. They're called community-based agents. The CBAs make many mistakes. Let's see. It says since 9/11, each private detective, security consultant, etc., has to register with each state registry they work in, even if temporary workers such as those under contract. These prior military, law enforcement, so on, have security clearances. They keep those security clearances after they retire, and that allows them to double dip, collecting their pension while being paid under the table as CBA to cloak the paradigm of torture and assassination against target individuals. Using smart city technology, these community-based agents have access to an automated, active, adaptive system of real-time, exascale artificial superintelligence supercomputers which are coordinating, analyzing, predicting, and enabling and directing the paradigm of the organized stalking against the targeted individuals in real time, allowing CIA, DIA, hive mind teams hiding behind and using a law enforcement agency to do their dirty work to utilize governments and others and their army of informants turn into provocateurs against the victim to predict and detect in advance the choice reference patterns of the target individual, as those choice or memories are forming in real time, enabling fusion centers and CBAs to take proactive measures to stay ahead of or counter in real time the target individual, and potentially prevent the mind control victim from defeating the remote neural monitoring system. Artificial superintelligence computers via separate intranet are using a strategy called interconnection via the internet to exchange real-time data and information between community-based agents, police, and their army of informants / provocateurs as to the location and activities of the victims, achievable in real time because of the Internet of Things. The target individual's daily activities and other information is more effectively triaged and analyzed for actionable rights and subsequently disseminated to appropriate agencies and individuals, surveillance teams, organized stalkers, etc., in a useful time frame. This allows the CBAs to take proactive measures to stay ahead of and evaluate any new incident patterns throughout the city as the target individual tries to function and survive. This allows the fusion centers to forecast the favorite hotspots of the target individual to proactively allocate resources and deploy personnel, organized stalking personnel, resulting in improved force effectiveness to neutralize the activist, dissident, whistleblower, etc. in real time. Digital video tech around the world is growing, both in the private sector and public sector. The remote neuromonitoring supercomputer uses analytics on these digital video systems for real-time operations and can generate alerts in real time based on certain events concerning the victim, but also for the use as a forensic tool against the victim. Example given: stalking. Smart city technologies are utilizing a smart surveillance system, SSS, which allows the remote neural monitoring system to piggyback off law enforcement agencies and digital video monitor systems against the mind control victim. The offering enables to the end hive mind teams, surveillance teams, etc. to view, monitor, and digitally record the daily activities of a targeted individual while archiving it all over an IP network, allowing the real-time access to critical information regarding the daily activities of the victim as the target moves around the city or his home. I'm going to read that again. Smart city technologies are utilizing a smart surveillance system, which allows the remote neural monitor system to piggyback off law enforcement agencies and use digital video monitor system against the mind control victim, and that offering enables to end users, hive mind teams, surveillance teams to view, monitor, and digitally record the daily activities of the target individual while archiving it all over IP network, allowing real-time access to critical information regarding the daily activities of the victim as the target moves around the city. Everything they do is a game of deception and manipulation, nothing more. Do not accept anything they say as truth. Do not acknowledge anything the system interrogates you about as truth. The system will take random bits of anything it captures through your senses and fabricate stories which they will use to harass and interrogate you with no intention other than distract and torture you into submission's influence. That's all I got. I'm going to read that one more time. Everything they do is a game of deception and manipulation, nothing more, except in rare cases, and stuff happens. But for the most part, the gang stalking venture of the program is set to initiate responses, boom, 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 and put them in a computer. And listen, the system will take random bits of anything it captures. When it says anything it captures, that means emotions. All right, say a gang stalker's behind you in traffic, or a gang stalker cuts in front of you, and there's a certain tag on the license plate of something that sets you off, and you react. That reaction gets logged in there. And the more, all right, so say you got, okay, they send 5 different things at you, 5 different situations at you, and you get more responses on this one situation, a lot more than you do on the others. Then you're more than likely to get more responses generated by the computer of the same situation or scenario. It'll be a different scenario, but the same kind of scenario. So that's why this gang stalking, that's why they gang stalk you in the beginning. In the later stages, they're going to hit you with direct energy weapons and remote neural monitor and gang stalking. But they're trying to trigger your responses so to get the computer set up where, man, they ain't even got to do nothing. It's more the computer doing it. At first, your first stages of gang stalking, yeah, you're right. It's probably agents just set out to do it. But once your responses start getting logged in that computer, and they do algorithms of what you respond to the most. What you respond to the most is what the computer that figures out and sends to you the most. And the more intense fear, the more intense reaction they get out of you, that'll be the more kind of situations they throw at you. So anyway, God bless y'all. I hope y'all are doing good considering what we're going through. And I hope y'all have a nice weekend. God bless y'all.